This is the raw, real, uncut story of the aftermath of Hurricane Helene, which hit North Carolina earlier this year. This is coming directly from the people who had to survive the storm, or those that are there volunteering and helping clean up the aftermath. These interviews are from a little town called Pensacola, where there was a camp of volunteers set up. These interviews are from 1 to 2 months after the storm had happened. This is the boots on the ground perspective of those that are there living it. We all have a different perspective, and we all saw different things. If you want my perspective, you can go back to video number 186 on this YouTube channel. As far as these interviews go, I wanted to tell the whole in-depth story. These interviews are one of the hardest things that I've ever had to do. I've really struggled hard with posting these videos, but the world needs to know what's really happening out there and what these poor people have had to go through. This isn't about politics or views or anything like that. This is simply about telling the story firsthand and in depth. All I'm trying to do is figure out the best way to help these people by any means possible. I ask everyone to please stay positive and to not post negative comments about these brave people who are telling their stories. Seeing all the destruction was one of the hardest things I've ever had to witness. But at the same time, watching everyone come from all over the country with different backgrounds and different beliefs and all working together to help their fellow human was one of the most beautiful things I've ever seen. I'm starting to realize these same problems are being encountered in every natural disaster. Please, let's work together to try and find solutions that will help these people. Thanks, everyone. So when I was down in North Carolina donating time, one of the things I ended up doing was running the gas station. We had a gas station there to help give the people gas in their generators or their cars and help fund the crews, tanks, put fuel in their tanks for the equipment and stuff they were running. And there's a gentleman named Mike that runs it, and he was out of town real quick, had to run home, and I was just watching the gas station that day for him. The gas station was definitely Mike's baby, and he worked relentlessly to make sure that place was going and functioning. I got an interview with him coming up here in later interviews. So the couple I'm interviewing in this video were actually in charge of the camp's media department, and were there to do an interview themselves with Mike and interview him. But since he wasn't there, they had to settle and do an interview with me. In which case, once it was over and they were done interviewing me, I flipped the camera right back around on them and did an interview with them. So we got to interview each other. It was pretty funny, actually. They had done a lot for the camp, and they had helped raise a bunch of money to keep the camp going. I said it a lot. Everybody was like a puzzle piece, and we all just did what we could to fit in and do something to help. And I know that they had done a lot in the media and a lot to help get money to help fund everything. So I really appreciate them and all they did. And this is the interview with them. So where are you guys from?
We're from the Rock Hill, South Carolina area, about 30 minutes outside of Charlotte, North Carolina.
Awesome. And what are you guys doing out here?
Yeah, so what we're doing... So what we're doing is we actually have been helping and partnering with Camp Miller since about 3 weeks after the storm happened. We came up here to just volunteer and saw the need. Then we went back to home, back to work, figuring we had to do something for the community, so we started a GoFundMe.
All right.
Maybe we raised a couple $100, but it's actually been able to raise over $13,000, approaching $14,000 for this camp and this community. So what we're up here now is just documenting it for the amazing donors, trying to bring awareness, because where the media is now, I have an agency, so we know where media goes, and when you look at it, they follow news cycles, and unfortunately, the story's not being told of what's going on in Asheville right now, in Western Asheville, in these communities, and we want to make sure we bring awareness to all the heroes that are out here serving every day, the communities that are standing together, that are still needing support for rebuilds, the people's stories that aren't being told about insurance not covering and things like that. So we're really just trying to do our small part as a little bit of piece of the puzzle, really.
Well, that's amazing. Yeah. I appreciate you guys coming out here, and I can't tell you how much I appreciate you guys contributing too. So
yeah, Western North Carolina has a huge place in our heart. We come up here to retreat. We come up here for peace. We come up here for a break to disconnect. So when hurricane came and this happened, like, that was hard pressing on my heart. I was like, we need to do something. We need to figure out a connect. And luckily, we had a friend that lives in Cattail Creek, and she reached out to me, and she just knew that we were up here kind of just trying to get connected, and she said, well, let's get connected. And now we're connected with Camp Miller, and we get to be a part of every progress that's happening around here. And it's happening quickly, but gonna be a
it's
long.
just-
I cannot tell you how much I how much I appreciate your help and your efforts, because it's from being here in camp and seeing what you guys have done and helping the donors that have helped. I mean, it's made the difference here, and that's just a remarkable thing that we've all found our puzzle pieces and helping any way we can. And I think that it's a great thing, and I really appreciate what you guys have been able to do, because this is you guys are heroes this as well, man. Thank you so much.
Every single day we have to unfortunately go home and work and be on the internet, but like
Right.
every chance we get, we're up here. We're wanting to send all the funds as much as we can, and with this, it helps us bring more awareness to
Yeah.
what's actually
Awareness
going
and-
on. There's more detail to every story. So
and to tell the story, especially now the holidays, as people go from the news cycle with the big news in America that just happened, then they go to Christmas season. It's
Right.
easy for people to stop and think and move on and not remember what's actually happening. And so to bring the fresh perspective and just see what people are doing, what really matters in the community, and putting differences aside, and
Right.
and just standing as a humanitarian effort has just been unheard of. It's something you don't see anymore in the
Yeah.
world. Like you go to and where we're from, and people are just it's like they don't understand it happened. They're cutting you off in the store. Just
Yeah.
they're like, they're complaining if the water's not the perfect temperature. I'm like, at least we have water.
Yeah.
We're gonna be able to come into our heat.
and that's another
It's
thing
cold,
about this
yeah.
opportunity is amazing, because the media is not covering things like this.
Right.
And this is happening every single day
Right.
for months, and probably for the next couple of years. So
Right.
doing things like this and connecting on a personal level, just giving time and energy, all of it is every little contribution in any shape or form right now is needed, and
Yeah.
it's appreciated so much.
Yeah.
And it's because it's the people that give. Like our donors, like have just everyday people giving. Any amount. It all adds up to make a big impact.
Right.
But what this showed me was doesn't matter how large or insignificant you may feel. You could play a role that's bigger than yourself, because when we come and do stuff like this, we become something bigger than ourselves, and we just become a piece of the puzzle that when we connect, we find out we can end up building something that leaves a legacy in the community and impact. I think that's the most beautiful thing about getting out here, is just seeing everyone playing their role and getting through it. It's
Yep.
showing the resilience is so inspiring.
Yep.
As you're seeing just people still being kind to one another, instead of it bringing the worst out, it's actually bringing out such kindness, and it's been overwhelming experience to see. So it's, as much as we loved kind of being able to raise and help bring stuff to this community, what it's done in our lives from a perspective standpoint, and just to see this amazing community be so resilient, it's something I'll carry the rest of my life. So it's
For
been
real.
really inspiring.
Definitely. Definitely.
That's awesome.
Well, I appreciate you guys so much. I appreciate all that you do, and we're all just puzzle pieces. And I know we need a lot of hands on deck out here working on it, and just everybody needs. Everybody has a piece together, and we just. I know there's a lot of people that need gravel roads and bridges, and their homes sinking. I know, and even campers. I know people that have lost their entire homes and everything, and it's just. We're doing all we can, and they're still in need. So everybody's help. I just appreciate everything that you guys are doing. It's just amazing, and I'm glad we could all work together. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank
I'd
you.
love to let me get your